And boys and girls, welcome back in as we get ready to rock and roll. We get ready to set these drivers loose. Hoping for everything to work good here. I don't know what was going on with my internet. I had to reset my internet. Everything still looked kind of crap with the internet, but hopefully everything with the internet is back to being a-okay, and hopefully everything runs smoothly here throughout the evening, and hopefully no internet connection issues as we will get ready to rock and roll here. Heat race number 1 out onto the racetrack. These drivers ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go back to battle. It's starting on the pole. It is Luke Zampich in the 33Z ride out in front for Warren Samoy. The 3D racing ride there to his outside. Patrick Lemire in position number 3 with Pacer Popham, and Patches Be Fast rounding out our field here in heat race number 1. Is heat race number 1 underway here in this one as these drivers get loaded in and ready to rock and roll. We'll get these drivers ready to be set loose here this evening for another wild night of racing action as the green flag in the air here once again from Cedar Lake Speedway. Quickly onto the loud pedal, Luke Zampich out in front leading the way here in this one. Zampich out in front showing him how to get it done here. Warren Samoy in tow trying to hunt down that numbers 33 machine. It's all doubles here in this one as the 33, the 77, 1 and 2. They're being chased down by the Montana iRacing League BVI number 86 of Patrick Lemire. Is Lemire back there in position number 3. Lemire looking good, looking strong out there on the racetrack in that 3rd position as Pacer Popham up 2 positions already in this one, up into position number 4 and looking for more out of that Pacer Signs and Designs, WB Creative Designs at number 32 ride. Patches Be Fast bringing up the rear of the field here in heat race number 1 with Brian Wax. Our eyes in the skies, our admin up in the booth, making sure these drivers trying to stay under control for the most part here. Up there in the booth, unfortunately not disqualified, so his name's still showing up here in this one, but unfortunately for Wax, not out there on the racetrack, not racing here in this one. As you see, Patrick Lemire trying to jump up here, trying to find a way around that 77 ride of Warren Samoy. Samoy out in front here. Leading the way is Casey Duran with the heart reaction on the broadcast. Casey coming in, showing the love. Carol Brooks coming in with that like on the stream as well. How are you, Carol? How are you? Casey, as you see him, frames drop down, up, yeah, up, down here on Facebook. I don't understand what's going on with my shit, bro. Like, I swear to God, I think my internet company added in more lines farther down the road, and I think whatever they have done has absolutely destroyed my internet, and it's just been fucking going worse and worse and worse here over the last little bit, and I'm about ready to lose my mind. I'm about ready to lose my mind here, chat, with their fucking bullshit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm about ready to lose it with my internet company, bro. I swear to God, they are not gonna get another penny. I don't pay $100-something every month for fucking the best internet possible in my area for them to take it and create dog crap in internet, bro. Holy shit, that's pissing me off. As heat race number 1 going to come to a close, out in front, it's Luke Zampich picking up the win. Patrick Lemire, Pacer Popham, Patches Be Fast, Warren Samoy, and Brian Wax rounding out the field here in heat race number 1 as some great racing action, some good battles out there on the track, and these drivers putting on a heck of a show here for us in this one, putting on a great show and a great race here in heat race number 1 as we'll get ready here for heat race number 2, and hopefully the internet connection decides to get better, or I don't know what's going to happen here on the evening, but hopefully it gets better. Hopefully we don't have more issues, but who knows now if, like, this internet's doing crap. Doing good here. The lagging is rough. Yeah, the lagging is rough. I can only imagine. I've tried everything on my end that I can possibly do. It's all up to the internet company now to produce good internet. I pay like $140 a month for good internet, and it's just continuously getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know if it's maybe my router's starting to go or what, but I don't know. It's driving me a little bit wild over the last bit because I don't like doing it. I don't like having bad internet connection, as in I don't like producing bad content. And when it's laggy and not enjoyable for everybody, to me, that is bad content. That is not what I want to put out there. And it costs me money, it costs me heartache, it costs me stress, knowing that, it's not the best of my abilities. And they're about ready to get punched right in the throat, that's for certain. Kojiko can suck my D, that's for certain. It's Terrell Wheeler, Morale Sorensen, one ride of Vernon Hill, PJ Popham, the 43C of Casey Durant and Caden Back bringing up the rear of the field here in this one. As unfortunately Caden signed back here in this one as Merlin Sorensen out in front, going to lead this lap down across the line. When here comes that 2 ride of PJ Popham back out in front, looking strong here once again as PJ down to the inside here, trying to jump up and take this race lead away. He's going to slide up in front of the 307, and Casey Durant trying to work himself up through the field here as well. As Casey up into position number 4 as Terrell Wheeler unfortunately sliding backwards here. Caden Back taking his car off the racetrack as PJ Popham out in front, picking right up where he left off in the earlier race here this evening, as PJ right there at the front of the field as these drivers continue to get rocking and rolling, continue to put on a great show here for us, continue to keep on battling out there on the racetrack, but they're all trying to hunt down and trying to beat this number 2 machine. As out in front, he's putting on a heck of a show and a heck of a race here for us in this one, man. PJ's been absolutely the man to beat here all evening long, whether it was these late models or out here in these sprint cars. Continue to put on a heck of a show and a heck of a drive here as PJ Popham continues to lead the way. Vernon Hill up into position number 2 as Merlin Sorensen slides back to that 3rd position. Casey Durant right there trying to hunt him down, the Apex Racing ride right there in position number 4 and looking for more. And Terrell Wheeler trying to hang right there with him as the 43W back there in position number 5. That's PJ Popham out in front, continuing to lead the way here down at a quarter number 4. He's going to click off another lap as he stretched his lead out now to about 6 tenths, almost 7 tenths of a second now, and continue to stretch it more and more over Vernon Hill. Merlin Sorensen back there a little farther whack as he gets up into the outside fence here as the white flag is being displayed. Merlin unfortunately sliding back now to that 5th position as Casey Durant up into 3rd as out in front the 2 ride of PJ Popham gonna pick up the checker flag here in this one. PJ Popham out in front gets heat race win number 2. Casey Durant there in 3rd. Terrell Wheeler there in 4th. And Merlin Sorensen came back, bringing up the rear of the field there in heat race number 2 on the evening. As heat race number 2 coming to a close, we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. Here is Luke Zampich with that share on the stream. Joseph Barry coming in again with the like on the broadcast. How are you, Joe? Joe coming in, showing the love here again. Carol with the like. Casey Durant with the heart reaction on the broadcast. As we'll get through it. I know, Carol, but we never like to have these issues. We never like to have these issues, and it's been making it so I have to, minimize the quality, time and time again on the Streamlabs. That way, iRacing pumps, or that way the internet can keep up with it, and it's decreasing the the quality of the broadcast, and then obviously with the lagginess making it that much worse. So it's getting tougher and tougher and tougher here as we get 3 cars out here on the racetrack for the Casey's Dash for Cash here, as these drivers will jump out onto the racetrack here for the Casey's Dash for Cash here this evening, as these drivers will get ready to rock and roll. Out in front, Casey Durant looking to try to pick up his extra little bit of a payday here, as Casey out in front's got 33 and Luke Zampich right there on his back bumper. Zampich trying to jump up here and take that money away from the 43 ride, as 43 machine looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here in this one, looking to try to get it done here this evening, as Luke Zampich right there to his back bumper is down across the line. They're going to click off another lap as something happens between these 2 drivers. Caden Back right there in position to try to jump up here and try to grab this top spot. As for sure the issues that happened, those guys have done a good job keeping it together. Yeah, for certain, as there it is. There's some contact. Casey Durant getting tore up, turned around there, sideways on the racetrack. Luke Zampich, though, with that damage, able to keep the car pointed in the right direction, keep on rocking and rolling. And he's going to take that Casey's Dash for Cash lead here, as Caden Back try to hunt him down, looking to try to work himself into that top spot, as these drivers continue to duke it out here on the racetrack. Is out in front. Luke Zampich looking for the checkered flag here, looking to pick up the win here in the Casey Casey's Dash for Cash is unfortunately Casey Durant off the racetrack here as the 33 ride. Down out of corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. He is going to pick up the extra payday here in this one as Luke Zampich gonna win that Casey's Dash for Cash here this evening. A great run and a great drive out of that 33 ride is Luke Zampich gonna get it done here in this one. Caden back there in position number 2, and unfortunately for Casey Durant not being able to pick up his own money here this evening as he unfortunately gets tied up with that 33 ride. Now the 33 up into the outside fence, some pretty heavy damage right there, and 86 going to get a piece of him there as all these drivers going to get ready to rock and roll. They're going to get ready to go to battle here for our A main feature event in just a few more moments as my boy Brian Wax coming in with the like on the stream. How are you, Brian? Brian coming in showing the love here with that like on the stream as, yeah, things looking good on the Facebook side now. At least the frame rates seem to be balancing out and getting even, so maybe they are maybe they're listening in and they heard me talking on what they're doing here at the internet. As always want to make sure that things stay consistent, things stay clean, and everything looking nice out there. And obviously when it starts to lag, it's not what we want to produce. It's not what we want to have out there. And I mean, I'm still probably going to call my internet company tomorrow or Monday and see what is going on and why the internet's having issues, and whether it's the router or if it's on their end. And if it's on their end, then they can hit the road and I'll go somewhere else. And they can eat dust, that's for certain. Can't have bad internet connection with this job, that is for certain. And it's been getting worse and worse and worse. That's why I'm kind of thinking maybe it's possibly the router that's starting to slowly but surely fade away. And if that's the case, then either they're sending me a new one or I'm going to buy one and they're not charging me for that one anymore. So, because they like to try to pull that shit on you. So I'll have to tell them. I'll have to get them whipped into shape there. I'll have to get them whipped into shape. Can't have that. Don't pay $140 a month for internet just to have my internet, you know? Not happening, not happening. Out in front here, quickest in this practice session, it is PJ Poppins. PJ hooked up here, looking very, very strong, looking very fast here in these 305 sprint cars as well. As we got to figure this 2-ride would be the car to beat here this evening in these 305s, always hooked up. We saw him early in the season here at Cedar Lake in these 305 sprint cars, laying down some crazy fast, good lap times, and being able to take some big leads. Unfortunately got tied up with his old man, Pacer Popham, as he was rolling through some lap traffic. He got into the 32 and split himself around there. Unfortunately, as we went back to green flag racing late in the race, he was too far back there and could not rebound to try to get back to the front of the field. And he's looking for a better outcome here in these 305 sprint cars here at Cedar Lake Speedway tonight, as he's looking to go back to back here on the evening, looking to try to get that 2-ride up in victory lane. But here is that 77 ride, Warren Samoy. We saw him in the West Side Signs in Designs, House of Speed, Norwood Sim Sports, 3D Racing, number 77 ride, come home in position number 2 moments ago in those late models. He's looking for one spot better, looking to pick up the checkered flag here this evening for himself. Is Mohammed coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. How are you, Mohammed? Coming in, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we're going to get ready to go green flag racing for our A-main feature event here in just a few more moments. We're going to jump into a quick little bit of a crank it up and a little sights and sounds here of Cedar Lake Speedway and these 305 sprint cars. We'll be right back here for our A-main feature event in just a few more moments. gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go, as we'll get these drivers ready to rock and roll, starting on the pole in the 33Z. That is Luke Zampich. To his outside in the 2 ride, that is PJ Popham, starting in position number 2. Starting in the 3rd spot in the PBI Montana iRacing 2024 number 86 ride, that is Patrick Lemire. To his outside in the Victory Fuel 5.6 Graphics Fanatic JR1 Motorsports and number 1H, that is Vernon Hill. Starting in position number 5 in the WB Crave Designs Pacer Signs and Designs number 32 ride, that is Pacer Popham. To his outside in the Apex Racing number 43C, that is Casey Durand. Starting in position at number 7 in the 85 ride, that is Patches Be Fast. And his outside in the 43C machine, it's the Red Line Designs Company, that is Terrell Wheeler. Starting in position at number 9 in the 3D Racing House of Speed Norwood Sim Sports West Side Signs and Design 77 ride, that is Warren Samoy. To his outside in the 307, that is Merlin Sorensen. And bringing up the rear of the field in the 50B machine, that is Caden Back. So 11 drivers ready to rock and roll here. 40 laps of racing action here ahead of us this evening. Is out in front, these drivers ready to rock and roll as well. Fellas, good luck. I'm watching the UFC. Tired of being wrecked. I feel you right there, brother. I feel you right there. Good luck, PJ. Got to cheer on him since Joseph is not racing. Absolutely. Garrett Brooks coming in with the big love as we are green flag racing here in this one. A Zampich up into the outside fence. There goes the 1H of Vernon Hill up into the fence as well. Caution flag is going to fly here as some heavy damage for a few of our drivers, as unfortunately for Vernon Hill, he's going to get up into the fence as you see Casey Durand go around here right out of the get-go, and the 43C going around and up into the outside tires there in the pit exit or pit entry as well here as contact right there. Pacer Popham, the 43 coming together, nowhere to go for Terrell Wheeler as they all kind of come together right there on the initial start of this race, as we were ending all the anticipation and already a little bit of frustration out there on the racetrack, and drivers just getting tied up and turned around, nowhere to go there for Terrell Wheeler's. Jumped right on board there with that number 43C of Casey Durand, as Durand got a good look at it. We'll see if we can get a look here from Terrell Wheeler's perspective in this 43W machine, as it's right in front of him. Pacer and Casey come together, and then obviously we saw some more contact there, as well as down through corner number 1 and 2. Luke Zampich is going to send it in there, and as Zampich sends it in there, he's going to get up into the outside fence here. As he gets up into the fence, the car gets drug in there, and then here comes the 1H of Vernon Hill in there as well, and he's getting some pretty heavy contact with the rear end of the 33 ride. Some pretty heavy contact with that outside fence, but nonetheless, we're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. The green flag back out into the air here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Luke Zampich out in front, looking to try to lead us down into corner number 3. Nice and easy out of corner number 4. But here comes PJ Popham, taking a good look down to his inside. But Luke Zampich going to stay out in front and lead the way here. It's the 2 ride of PJ Popham looking for a way to jump up and around this 33 ride and keep him back there at bay as he slides up in front of him. And we got a new race leader. So Luke Zampich back to second as PJ Popham out in front. Popham leading the way here in this one is Carol Brooks coming in as well. Big love here coming in from Carol Brooks, coming in with the 65-star donation. I appreciate you, Carol, coming in, sending it off here in this one. I appreciate you, my girl, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. It's out in front. PJ Popham leading the way here in this one is Luke Zampich back there in position number 2. Vernon Hill up into 3rd here is the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire, who we just saw up there in that 3rd spot, trying to battle with Luke Zampich for position number 2. Unfortunately, sliding backwards here is the BBI here. Grabber's Garage, Montana iRacing League, number 86 ride slides back to position number 4 on the racetrack. Warren Samoy there in position number 5, up 4 spots on the racetrack. Here is now the 86 ride getting a little bit squirrely there again after a little contact between himself and that number 1 ride of Vernon Hill. And unfortunately, he's going to open up the door here for Warren Samoy to jump up into that 4th position on the racetrack as Samoy continues to try to work that inside group, trying to work himself up to the front of the field, looking for another podium finish. Out of that 77 ride, but the 86, Patrick Lemire going to storm back up and around the 77 ride. As out in front, continuing to lead the way here, 9/10 of a second. PJ Popham showing the way here as Luke Zampich right there in position number 2, trying to stick right there with them as that 33 ride trying to follow right in the tire tracks of that 2 machine, trying to figure out what the 2 ride of PJ Popham's doing to find so much speed here out of that 2 ride out there on the racetrack. Warren Samoy there in 5th, trying to hold on to that 5th position as he's got Merlin Sorensen working himself up through the field here, up 4 spots on the racetrack himself in position number 6 and trying to work himself up inside the top 5 is Terrell Wheeler back out on the racetrack here, looking good, looking strong out there. Good to see him getting back out there and working himself back up through the field as you see Warren Samoy and Patrick Lemire having some issues here again as Warren going to take another look and another charge down low on that 86 ride. But here comes Merlin Sorensen into that picture as well as the 86 up into the outside fence there again, scrubbing on some more speed, and that's tightening things up back here for that 4th and 5th position on the racetrack. Casey Duran right there in position number 8 here as he tries to work to the inside of Terrell Wheeler for the 7th spot on the racetrack. Casey trying to work himself up towards the front of the field here after getting collected in that opening lap incident here with the 32 ride of Pacer Popham. His Pacer back in position number 9. We see Patches be fast right there behind him in that 10th spot on the racetrack. Caden back there in the 11th position. Unfortunately, he's going to be the first driver to go 1 lap down, and there goes our race leader, PJ Popham. Right around him is PJ. Now starting to stretch out his lead here a little bit more and a little bit more as PJ Popham out in front now has about a 2-second lead advantage, but that is going to evaporate as Pacer Popham having some issues here in the 32 ride. Going to go around and bring that caution flag back out here for the 2nd time this evening as Pacer going to send it in. Just unfortunately gets up into that outside fence. A lot of sparks right there as he's up there grinding that outside catch fence, and a tough break right there for that number 32 ride. Get another look at it here, see what happens once again for Pacer Popham as he sends it down into corner number 3, and unfortunately just gets a big piece of that outside fence. Where's that sexy face cam? Oh my, Joycelyn, let me get that sexy face cam out there for you. Let me turn that on for you. Let me turn that on for you. Turn that down as well. Let's change some things up here, make things look a little bit more sexy here on the evening as some great racing action, unfortunately, there for Pacer Popham getting collected in that one and bringing the caution flag back out. And unfortunately, that puts PJ Popham back with the rest of the field here as everyone going to get closed in and right back to his back bumper and to his outside as Luke Zampich, Warren Samoy, Vernon Hill, Merlin Sorensen, and everybody else looking to try to jump up here and knock that number 2 ride off the top spot here as he's looking to go back to back here on the evening, looking to try to pick up the 2nd checker flag on the night for the 2 ride of PJ Popham as Joycelyn says, yes, sometimes we got to put the face cam on. Sometimes we got to have the face cam on. Sometimes we got to have it turned off, It's out in front, PJ Popham sees that green flag fly once again, looking for a great restart, and he gets it as he powers down the back straightaway in through corner 3 and out of corner number 4. He's going to click off another lap as Vernon Hill. He's going to jump up into position number 2 now as Hill up into 2nd as we see the caution flag fly for once again. Looks like Pacer Popham having some more issues here in that 32 ride. We'll take a look and see what happens here right from the restart on that 32 ride. All little contact right there for Pacer Popham and the 50 of Caden back there on the restart. Unfortunately, the 32 parked down the inside here of the racetrack right in front of our flagman as the race leader's coming up on him. They are going to throw that caution flag as he tried to rejoin the field and try to drive her down pit side to get some repairs done. Unfortunately, that will bring the caution flag right back out, so we will stack them up, rack them up, and we'll get ready to try them all over again. I'm currently racing the dirt street stocks to gain the safe driving license. There you go. I'm so close to a C class. Nice. There you go. Almost up into the C class. Listen, I got up to about A class, and I called it right there for officials. I hate officials. I can't stand officials. I'm a hosted lobby hero, and that's the way I like it. That is for certain. I don't like officials at all. I just lose safety rating. I just lose I rating on a constant basis when it comes to trying to run any officials. I just get taken out every single time, and I'm a no bueno on that one. I like to just keep it where it's at and not have to lose any more out there, and just trying to keep it nice and clean. And unfortunately, always getting hit, getting taken out, having damage, not having fun out there with those officials. But leagues and hosted races all day, baby, all day. But we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing here as PJ Popham, another great restart, getting a few car length lead here over Vernon Hill by the time he hits that start-finish line, and that's exactly what you need to do to try to keep yourself out in front and keeping these drivers away from you here as Vernon Hill back there in position number 2. Luke Zampage right there in third as Casey Duran in position number 4 and looking for more now as Duran down low, trying to get that Apex Sim Racing ride to the front of the field here. Luke Zampage going to come off there a little bit as the 33 ride drives it down low. The 43 having to get onto the binders there to avoid the contact. And that's where it gets very, very tough here in these 305 sprint cars, is that you got to try to keep that momentum built up in these rides here. You got to hit the binders or anything else, you lose a lot of speed and a lot of momentum, and that can send you backwards in a quick hurry. As now the 43 ride trying to hold on as the 307 of Merlin Sorensen, Warren Samoy all right there, as well as Luke Zampage back there trying to hold on to position number 3 is the 43 down low, making it work here, trying to drive himself up into that third spot as a little contact. Merlin Sorensen, Casey Duran coming together. Around goes Casey Duran, in the caution flag is going to fly. Pacer Popham going to get a piece of him right there as well. It's a tough break. It's down low. Casey Duran just going to get ran over. Here's the 307. Going to send it in underneath of him here, and unfortunately he's going to make some hard contact with him as here comes the 307. Sends it in down low and just slides up into the side of the 43 ride, and they get tied together. Unfortunately, Casey trying to hold on to it, and then Netcode just going to kind of pull them in together and hook them together there as they get thrown up the racetrack in towards the outside fence. Casey going to go around here, and luckily enough, almost everyone able to avoid the 43 ride, except for the 86 ride getting a piece of him right there, as the 86 of Patrick Lemire going to get a good piece of him. Then we saw Pacer Popham slide in here and get a good piece of him as well right there as he tags him as well, and some pretty heavy damage there for the 43 ride as he's down pit side trying to get that car fixed up and back out onto the racetrack. We saw Pacer Popham down pit side as well, and Terrell Wheeler down there getting some repairs on the 43 machine. As we will get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here in this one from Cedar Lake Speedway, as these drivers ready to rock and roll. They're ready to go back to battle here on the evening, as out in front the 2 ride of PJ Popham looking to just pick up the checkered flag, looking to put his ride up here in victory lane for the second time here this evening. Looking very strong and looking for another great restart right there. Not the best restart out of that 2 ride that we've seen, but he's still be able to keep it out in front and keeping that 1 ride back at bay, as that number 1H of Vernon Hill right there in position number 2, as we're going to jump into a very quick PeaceMaker Gaming. Crank it up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, crank up that volume and cheer on your favorite drivers. We crank it up here on PeaceMaker Gaming. here all evening long, put on a great show for us, but it is the 2 ride of PJ Popham still out in front, continuing to lead the way here in this one. As PJ Popham looking to try to pick up the checkered flag. He's not being able to run away with it, as Merlin Sorensen right there with him in position number 2. The 307 looking very, very strong as Luke Zampich there in third, and we see Vernon Hill up into the outside fence. Quite a bit of damage here for the 1H ride of Vernon Hill as he's looking to try to get this car down pit side. Unfortunately misses pit lane, going to keep it out there on the racetrack. No caution flag as of now. Now he gets stopped on the track, and that will bring the caution flag out. Should have probably rolled that ride down pit side. Unfortunately gets stopped on the racetrack and brings the caution flag out there. I'm not sure what the thought was behind that one getting stopped on the racetrack. When pit lane was right there, was definitely an option to get that ride off the track, as we will take another look at it here as Vernon Hill unfortunately just sends it in through corner number 3 and 4 here and just pancakes the outside fence, and unfortunately some pretty heavy damage to the JR1 machine, as there you go, you see it hits those infield tractor tires, and unfortunately and just busts up the car, sends it straight up the racetrack into that outside fence, and some pretty heavy damage there for that 1H of Vernon Hill, as we'll take another look at it right here. Sends it down low, trying to keep it down in the tacky stuff. Unfortunately clips one of those infield tractor tires and just loses the nose there, jumps up into the air, heavy damage, and then up into this outside fence, and even more damage for that 1H ride, as Vernon Hill not having the run he was hoping for there, as that took him outside the top 5 and down pit side here. So a tough break there for Vernon Hill, as you still see Pacer, Popham, Casey Durand, Terrell Wheeler all still down pit side here, as PJ Popham out in front looking to try to pick up the checkered flag here in this one. As PJ Popham continuing to lead the way here in this one. Merlin Sorensen there in second. Luke Zampich there in third. Then we see Warren Samoy, Patrick Lemire, Patches Be Fast, Caden back, Vernon Hill, Pacer Popham, AC Durand rounding out the field here, as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to battle. Some of these drivers rolling back out onto the racetrack there, as you see Vernon Hill back out onto the track, Caden back right there as well. The 43W of Terrell Wheeler back out onto the track, as we get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to battle. Here in this one is my boy Duke Guy. Duke Guy coming in showing the love. How are you, brother? Duke Guy 2.0 coming in showing the big love with that like on the stream. How are you, homie? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful Saturday. What have you been up to today, brother? What have you been up to today? What you getting into? What you getting into for late at night? You know, I know it's already... well, it's 11:30 already Eastern time, but hopefully, you know, maybe if you're playing some Call of Duty or some Fortnite or something, maybe I'll hop on and play some here before I decide to head to bed tonight. Justin Klintstubber, Mr. Klink, coming in showing the love with the like on the stream, as well as PJ Popham. Back onto the loud pedal, the 2 ride out in front with another big restart. Looking to try to run away and pick up back-to-back checkered flags here this evening, as PJ Popham out in front. Merlin Sorensen back there in second, with Luke Zampich in position number 3. Warren Samoy there in 4th, trying to hold off Patrick Lemire, as Lemire right there in that 5th position, trying to put himself into that 4th spot and looking to try to work himself back up inside the top 3 here this evening. Patches Be Fast, Terrell Wheeler, Caden back, bringing up the rear of our active drivers is Vernon Hill, Pacer Popham, and Casey Durand having their rides off the racetrack, as the white flag being displayed here one more time around for PJ Popham, as PJ Popham out in front, nice and easy, down through corner number 3 and out at corner number 4. He's going to go back to back and picks up the checkered flag here in this one. PJ Popham getting it done and picking up back-to-back checkered flags, as Luke Zampich going to come home in second, and Patrick Lemire right there in position number 3. Warren Samoy there in 4th, Patches Be Fast in 5th, as unfortunately for Merlin Sorensen, he's going to get spun around here in 3 and 4 as him and 33 ride come together, is down the back straightaway. Luke Zampich trying to hunt him down. Unfortunately, going to get a little bit of a bump and run here, as Zampich gets into the infield tractor tires, washes up the racetrack and into that left rear tire of the 307 ride, and that's going to spin the 307 of Merlin Sorensen around as the flagman throwing the checkered flag. Everyone trying to avoid this 307 machine. Unfortunately, that's going to slide him even farther backwards here. An unfortunate break there as he was looking to come home in the top 3 here, looking to come home in position number 2, and unfortunately, he's going to find himself outside the top 5 here in this one after that contact. Probably not going to be very thrilled about that one as Albert Anderson. Albert coming in, some mashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as well as we get ready to pull our race winner, PJ Popham, back up here into the broadcast booth with another great run and another great drive out of that number 2 machine. As we will pull PJ up here into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for our race winner, PJ Popham. Hey, PJ, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
I got you.
PJ, man, another good run, another good race here in this one. As we knew you were going to be the car to beat here in these 305 sprint cars, and you were able to jump out in front early on in this one. You never really looked back here, even with a few caution flags, and obviously we saw you get some good leads out there, some great jumps on these restarts, but late in this race, we saw, Luke Zampich, the 307 of Merlin Sorensen, able to stay with you there. You weren't really able to run away like we've seen in the past, but I'm not sure if maybe that was just you playing a little bit more cautious, trying to save that car and save those tires on the racetrack, and giving those guys a little hope there back there behind you.
No, that just I was running the top and it started to go away. I think that last restart I went to the top in 1 and 2 and bottom in 3 and 4, and I started to pull away again. So I think I was just running the wrong line for too long. They found something there on the bottom, it looks like, and were able to run me down a little bit. So
absolutely, they were able to run you down there, put the pressure on your back push bar here in these 305 sprint cars, but you never falter, you never make a mistake out there, and you keep that 2 right out in front and bring it up here for back-to-back checkered flags here on the evening, man. How does it feel to be, back-to-back here again for another one of these Montana iRacing Series races here, and another night of, back-to-back wins? We've seen only, really yourself and the 86 ride of Patrick Lemire able to pull those ones off, being able to pick up both wins on the evening.
yeah, it's always good. That's a good night. We've had pretty good luck on Saturday nights in this series. Friday nights have been pretty hit and miss. We've been pretty strong as of late on Friday nights, but wish we could carry the Saturday night performance over to Friday night. But can't complain too much with back-to-back wins, a win last night in a 4th place, so we'll take it.
Absolutely a very good weekend here for the 2 machine as you come home. Back-to-back wins here in this one, and obviously the good performance last night making this weekend very, very nice, especially for those points here coming late in the season, trying to get every point you can, trying to advance yourself in the standings here and looking for some good runs and possibly a couple championships here, not only in the Pro 8s, but also here in the 305s, and I'm not sure what else you're in contention for, but I'm sure you're right up there in all of them as you always keep getting these great finishes and having these good nights out there on the racetrack. Is PJ another good one here in these 305 sprint cars? Who would you like to thank for another great run, another great performance here this evening in these 305s, but all evening long?
Thank my teammates, Tommy, Joe, my dad, all my sponsors, my fiance Katie, you, for doing the broadcast, the fans for coming out to watch, and Warren for putting on the show.
Absolutely, PJ, a great run and a great drive here as you pull that 2 ride up here in victory lane once again this evening. We look forward to seeing you back in action next Friday as you guys look to battle it out, and I do believe next weekend, the final weekend here of the season, so possibly some championships on the horizon for the 2 ride and maybe a couple more checkered flags before the end of the season.
I hope so.
Beauty PJ, enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the win here tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our race winner, PJ Popham. As Popham picking up the win here in this one, we'll get ready to pull in our 2nd place finisher, our 2nd place driver, the 33 machine of Luke Zampich. Zampich coming home here in position number 2. We'll pull him up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Luke, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Yes, sir.
Luke, man, a great run and a great drive here as you're up inside the top three here for a lot of this race, duking it out, battling there on the racetrack. We saw you having to duke it out with Patrick Lemire, the 307 of Merlin Sorensen, Warren Samoy there for a little while, Vernon Hill right there in the mix. There's a lot of back and forth, a lot of battling out there on the racetrack. You're able to bring it home here in position number 2 on the evening. Got to be pretty happy with the outcome here on the day, even after that little bit of contact there late in the race between you and that 307 ride.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate for 307. I didn't mean to get into him. I just drove it in hard, and I was all the way on the tires, and that's just how we made contact. But I guess I'll take second, and we'll just keep on keeping on.
Absolutely, after a great run and a great performance here in this one. If you saw another late race caution flag, do you think you have anything there for PJ Popham late in this race? As normally we see him run away with these wins at the 305s, but here tonight we saw you and that 307 ride late in this race being able to hang right there with them and really not let them run away with it here tonight. And looked like you guys had a couple fast cars out there on the racetrack and maybe something there under the hood to compete with that 2 ride.
Yeah, I actually don't think so. If we would have showed him anything, he would have went back to his line he was running earlier in the race and checked out again. I think he was just playing with us. PJ's just unbeatable in these things, and he's got him figured out. And if any of us would have showed him anything, he would have just drove away from us. But early in the race, I think it was like lap 10, 15. I went over the mic and told him good win already because we all knew he was gonna run away with it. But I think he just ran the top just to keep it a little competition out there. But he just ran away with it.
Absolutely a very strong 2 ride again here tonight, but a very strong performance for yourself, Luke. Who would you like to thank here for such a great run and strong performance here this evening?
Yeah, halftime, Taco Tree, Dusty Sprinklers, US Foods, Dynamic Auto Repair, Pump Concrete Construction, Metro Auto, Yoga City, Gentle Beginnings, and just everybody else that helps me.
Absolutely. Well, Luke, a great run and a great drive here tonight in this one. We got one more week left to go here of the Montana iRacing League. Hopefully we'll see you back up here in the broadcast booth a couple more times here before the end of the season, and maybe one of these nights see you up here in Victory Lane.
Yeah, hopefully I missed the first race of the season, so I'm looking forward to go back to Lanier and be able to race there for the first time this season, so we'll see what we got.
Absolutely. We look forward to seeing how it all plays out for you, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth. Luke, congratulations on the second place run here tonight in this one, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thanks, you too.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher, Luke Zampich. Zampich coming home here in position number 2. A strong run and a strong performance out of that 33 ride as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, the 86 of Patrick Lemire. Lemire jumping into that third spot on the racetrack as we'll pull the 86 ride up into the broadcast booth here for his post-race interview. Hey, Patrick, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy.
How's it going?
Not too bad, Patrick, man. A bit of a crazy run here in these 305 sprint cars. We saw it get collected in a few incidences out there on the racetrack, but nonetheless, you're able to keep on keeping on out there, and late in this race, you find yourself away back up and around Warren Samoy, and late there in that race, being gifted a podium spot is contact between Luke Zampich and the 307 of Merlin Sorensen right there in front of you. You're able to dive down low, avoid the contact with that 307, and being able to bring the 86 ride home with another solid podium run here tonight.
Yeah, my monitor kind of turned off at the beginning there. That's why I kind of went in the wall. And, I messed up my car pretty good, so I had to go and pit somehow, some way. But managed to come back out, run a race. Got around Warren there at the end, feeling pretty good at the bottom. I'm sure if we had a few more laps, I could make something happen. But, yeah, it was a pretty good race overall.
Absolutely, a lot of great racing action, a lot of back and forth and side-by-side battles out there on the racetrack as we saw the bottom side working very strong. We saw the high side working pretty good out there as well. And everyone having some good time, some good fun out there on the racetrack, and you're able to bring it home here to finish off the weekend with a solid podium run. Patrick, who would you like to thank for another strong run and strong performance here this evening?
I want to thank BBI, Gear Grabbers Garage, AutoWorks Repair and More, you for putting this broadcast together, Waxman for doing the admin skills, and Warren for putting up with us.
Absolutely, Patrick. Well, we got one more week left to go here in the season, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here on the broadcast booth a couple more times, and maybe back up here on Victory Lane a couple more times before the end of the season here next weekend, brother, as a great run, a great performance again here for you tonight in this one, and hopefully you enjoy, the rest of your night, and hopefully we'll see you back up here next Friday and Saturday.
Yes, sir. I definitely enjoy running this league, so I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely, Patrick. Enjoy the rest of your night, and congratulations again on the third place run.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up there for our third place finisher, Patrick Lemire, as Lemire coming home here in position number 3. A great run and a great drive there out of that 86 ride. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this evening after some great racing action, some great runs out there on the racetrack, and these drivers really duking it out there lap after lap after lap. As fortunately, that is going to do it for us. The server is crashing. It is coming to a close here as we are going to call it there on that note. Nonetheless, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for all coming out and showing the love here all evening long. Everyone with the likes, the comments, the shares. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys all back here tomorrow for some more racing action. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for coming out and showing the love here all evening long, and I'll see you guys all here tomorrow evening for some more crazy action on PeaceMaker Gaming. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now. Much love, ladies and gentlemen.